You're about to buy a new smartwatch and you're probably already browsing deals on Amazon, Best Buy, or Walmart thinking, meh, they all do pretty much the same thing. I'll just pick the one I like and call it a day, right? Well, not exactly. Let me tell you an uncomfortable truth. The smartwatch market is packed with misleading marketing. Brands play with our emotions and throw around technical buzzwords that sound impressive but don't actually mean much in real life. AMOLED screens, smart features, 1,000 sensors, and then you end up with a watch you have to charge every single day, or every other day if you're lucky. You get tired of it, which is totally normal, and it ends up forgotten in a drawer. So today, I'm going to tell you which smartwatch brands you should avoid at all costs if battery life is your top priority. Trust me, some of these will surprise you, so I'd stick around until the end. And if you don't believe me, I'll leave links in the description to every model we talk about, so you can check it out for yourself. Subscribe if you want to save yourself some frustration. Here, we do comparisons based on real data and real user opinions, not marketing hype. Google, the tech giant with tiny battery life. In last place, we've got the Pixel Watch from the all-powerful Google, and honestly, it hurts to put them here. But even though battery life has improved slightly over the years, it's still their biggest weakness. Google entered the smartwatch game back in 2022, and they stumbled hard. The first Pixel Watch barely made it through 24 hours, and things didn't improve much with the Pixel Watch 2 or even the Pixel Watch 3. Both models are still being sold, and users keep complaining about extremely inconsistent battery life. Some days it lasts more than a day, and other days it suddenly dies after 6 hours. If you use it heavily, you might even need to charge it twice in the same day. Yes, Google added a battery saver mode in the newer models, which helps a bit. But let's be real, nobody wants to run battery saver from early morning, especially when you've spent over $200 on a smartwatch. With the latest model, the Pixel Watch 4, Google finally seems to be taking battery life more seriously, no pun intended. Thanks to hardware and software improvements, including the new Tensor G5 chip, you can now get around 30 to 40 hours with the always-on display enabled. Push it with battery saver, and you might stretch it to 2 or even 3 days. Still, for a watch that costs around $400, that's pretty underwhelming. The only real upside is fast charging. The Pixel Watch 4 charges in about 45 minutes, or 30 minutes if you buy Google's official fast charging dock. But even with fast charging, battery life is still just barely acceptable. So if you want a smartwatch that lasts several days without constantly thinking about the charger, run the other way when you see Google. Apple, luxury that shines for a few hours. There's no denying it. Apple Watches are engineering masterpieces, minimalist design, the best Retina display on the market, and an operating system that feels incredibly smooth. But what's the point of having the best screen in the world if half the time it's turned off because the battery is dead? And the numbers don't lie. Apple's recent releases, the Watch Series 11 and the SE3, barely reached 24 hours of battery life. Even with low power mode enabled, they struggle to go beyond 2 days. So yes, you're paying for cutting-edge tech on your wrist, but don't stray too far from a power outlet, because you'll be charging it almost every day. But get the Ultra. They'll tell you, and sure, the Apple Watch Ultra 3 does better, around 42 hours normally and up to 3 days with low power mode enabled. The problem? To get those glorious 3 days of battery life, you'll have to drop nearly $900. Meanwhile, there are other smartwatches on the market that last 3 times longer and cost a fraction of that price. Sure, they don't have as many advanced features, and their displays don't match Apple's. But overall, they're far more balanced devices. To be fair, just like Google, Apple does offer very efficient fast charging, which helps mask the poor battery life a bit. Still, it's impressive how good Apple's marketing is. Despite selling some of the most expensive smartwatches with some of the worst battery life, they're still the best-selling smartwatches in the world. That tells you one thing: Apple knows its audience very well. And now you know that if battery life is your priority, you should stay far away from that bitten Apple logo. Samsung almost passes, but fails at a 4.9. In third place, we have Apple's longtime rival, Samsung, Samsung smartwatches offer slightly better battery life than Google or Apple, but they still fall short, especially considering they're marketed as premium, high-end devices. Their latest models, the Galaxy Watch 8 and the Watch 8 Classic, average around 30 hours of battery life, just over 1 day, and that's the main reason many buyers end up returning them. If you're a heavy user, be ready to carry a charger in your pocket. And honestly, that's understandable. If you're paying $400 for a smartwatch and can't forget about the charger for more than 2 days, what are we even doing? The only Samsung model that somewhat redeems itself is the Galaxy Watch Ultra. This one can reach up to 60 hours of battery life, and even up to 100 hours with power-saving mode enabled. But once again, just like with Apple, you'd better warm up your wallet. Being Samsung's top-tier model, it'll cost you around $500 just to get between 2 and 4 days of battery life. And keep in mind, just a couple of months ago, it was selling for nearly $700. Absolutely insane. So there you have it. If your goal is to stay away from the charger for more than 4 days, Samsung smartwatches shouldn't be on your list. Now that you know which brands to avoid if battery life matters to you, it's time to discover the 8 best value-for-money smartwatches with the longest battery life on the market today. I'll leave a link to my latest video right below. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.